All eyes are on a Nashville courtroom this morning where a third former Vanderbilt football player accused of rape goes on trial. News Channel 5's Chris Conti is there now with the very latest on opening statements and the first witnesses to be called this time around. Chris.
Well, Vicki, it is almost hard to believe that it took 4 years for us to get to this point. It was 4 years ago this month inside a Vanderbilt dorm room where an unconscious female student was raped. Two other former Vandy football players, Brandon Vandenberg and Corey Beatty, have both been found guilty of raping that student. They will now spend each at least 10 years in jail. They were sentenced last year, both in different trials. Of course, this has been a very interesting case to watch. There has been a mistrial. We originally had the one trial of Brandon Vandenberg and Corey Beatty a few years ago because of a problem with a juror there. There was a mistrial that was declared. Both of them ended up having their cases separated from one another. Originally, it was thought as though Brandon Banks, who is on trial in here right now, may end up taking some kind of plea deal or maybe get some kind of plea bargain from the state. It is obvious now that that has not been the case as this trial just got underway this morning. His attorneys here very emphatically and honestly telling jurors here that there are a lot of aspects of this case that they will not like. Emotionally, it will take them for quite a ride. There is a lot of video here that these jurors are going to see of that unconscious female student being raped to varying degrees inside that dorm room back in 2013. There are pictures of her private parts that these jurors will see and a lot of other graphic detail that the state is going to put on here as evidence to show that Brandon Banks did in fact take part of this rape. For his part, though, defense attorneys are saying that Brandon Banks shouldn't be held criminally responsible for the actions of others because they are arguing that he never physically touched the victim throughout all of this. It's going to be probably another week here before we end up knowing the outcome of this trial. But again, we just finished up with opening statements here for Brandon Banks' trial. We'll have more coming up starting at 4. That is the latest from the courthouse downtown. Vicki, back to you.
Thanks, Chris. Officers are searching for 2 gunmen after what police are calling a drug-related shooting. It happened early this morning by the Z-Mart gas station on Lafayette Street. One man was taken to Vanderbilt University Medical Center with life-threatening injuries. A witness reported hearing an argument before shots were fired. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers at 615-74-CRIME. And police are also investigating a disturbing murder-suicide in East Nashville. Investigators say Andrew Tucker shot his former girlfriend outside of her home on Fatherland Street over the weekend. Detectives say the 40-year-old shot Amy Williams after talking to her for several minutes and then turned the gun on himself. Investigators believe the couple broke up last week. Investigators are asking for your help tracking down a missing Murfreesboro teen. Matthew Stafford was last seen at the South Rutherford Boulevard Walmart Friday, where he took money out of his checking account. If you have any information about where the 16-year-old might be, call Murfreesboro Police at 615-893-1311. British police are investigating another terror attack after a man rammed a van into a crowd of worshippers near a North London mosque overnight. Witnesses say the driver, a 48-year-old white man, shouted, "I want to kill all Muslims," as they wrestled him to the ground. One man died at the scene, but it's unclear if he was killed in the crash. At least 10 people were injured. This is the 4th terrorist attack in the UK since March and the 3rd aimed at pedestrians. The youngest victim in the U.S. Navy disaster was just 19 years old. 7 sailors died when the USS Fitzgerald collided with a cargo ship off the coast of Japan. There are now at least 4 investigations into the incident. For now, no one can say for sure how large a large cargo ship got close enough to collide with the U.S. Navy vessel, which was using state-of-the-art radar. This morning, prosecutors are vowing to launch a new sexual assault case against Bill Cosby. The judge declared a mistrial when jurors couldn't reach a verdict after deliberating for 6 days. Cosby was charged with 3 felony counts of aggravated indecent assault. Andrea Constance says he drugged and sexually violated her at his home in 2004. Cosby says the encounter was consensual. The judge has not released the jurors' names, but could revisit the idea of doing so today.